Well, look at this. The sun is going down. Twilight is upon us. Things are changing. The wind is probably blowing somewhere. And the heavens are opening their door to the night time. And we are just sitting here very calmly. Everything's, you calm?
I'm calm. I'm feeling good.
Cool. Everything's calm. It's me, Justin Scard, and Tyler Evans.
Regular guy.
Formerly rock journalist. Yeah. And we're sitting here in the Orange Circle in California, Orange, California. We're very calm. We're very cool. It's Twilight.
The movie.
Tyler is leaving on Sunday. It's now Thursday. Your family's flying in, so he's gonna spend time with his family.
They're on their way right now, yeah.
Check out California before he goes. So this is really our last time.
Yeah.
Our last curb talk with all of you. So one of our last classic While Tyler Lives in California vlogs, because we'll hang out probably.
Yeah, I'm sure we will.
So that also means that this is the Sometimes Blow!
It's a blow! Ow!
You did it!
I did it.
Right before we started this, I was like, man, you're gonna have to give it your best. Did I not say that?
Yeah, but I told you, man, of course.
He's like,
who are you talking to? Always. I listen to a lot of Springsteen records. I can pull that out.
well, everybody, it's been, how long has it been since we started the vlog? June of...
It's right before we went to Missouri.
So last summer.
Yeah.
So we've gone a little over a year where, like, it's been mostly me bothering you guys, but Tyler has been my buddy.
Yeah.
And your buddy. And he's leaving us. He's leaving us.
I was in the very first Sometimes vlog.
You were.
And then some following it.
Sometimes.
Yeah,
sometimes you were in the Sometimes vlog. You were the most. You were the most sometimes part of the vlog.
Yeah, it was.
This is it though.
Yeah.
Are you sad?
Well, of course. Something's ending.
I don't think you're that sad.
I'm saddish.
Because I think I'm sad, and you're the guy that's like, it'll be fine.
I mean,
because I'll probably, I almost guarantee that unless some sort of financial collapse happens to me or you or the world, world banking system, or this minivan runs our feet over, I can almost guarantee there's a minivan pulled up next to us and a kid who's looking directly at us, and he's looking at you in a smug way.
I know, like,
he's judging what you're doing. I can almost guarantee that I will see you probably before Christmas, even maybe.
You think that soon?
I don't know.
That's pretty soon, dude.
How you doing, bro?
I'm good, man.
How's your heart?
Oh, probably clogged.
How's your soul?
Same.
Tyler and I went to Hollywood last night.
We did.
We vlogged it. There's a lot of people coming by.
Los Angeles, California's neighborhood of Hollywood.
You know what? Before we even get into that, the fun part about doing these curbside talks together, we did one on the stairs in Disneyland. These are actually kind of a more recent part of the Sometimes vlog.
Yeah.
Just in case you were hoping that something awesome was going to happen, like explosions. No, we're just going to sit here.
Yeah.
But the cool part about doing them in the Orange Circle is that all these people walk by us,
and
you don't always see it on the vlog, but we're always sitting here watching people drive by and looking at us like, what the heck are those two clowns doing? It's kind of fun for us. Also, there are homeless people. One time I was here and I was doing a Periscope from this spot, and there was two homeless people fighting right there. Hobas, as you would call them.
Hobas,
And it was a lady, and she was punching this guy in the back of the head and being like, don't be fake, William! So
and he stopped.
He stopped being fake, probably.
He just admitted that he was British, and he went back to the royal family.
It was this really short, ethnic-looking version of Michael Douglas, and this crazy tall homeless lady who's like very, very tough. And
might have been Michael Douglas. What's he been up to?
I don't know. I mean, could be following down the sequel, like, but filmed with hidden cameras, maybe? I don't know.
Oh, cool.
And they were
candid camera.
Yeah, they were screaming at this guy, and she was like, "Take that cross off your back!" And he was just wearing a T-shirt, so I think there might have been a little design or something on it. So like, "Don't be fake, William! Take that cross off your back!" There was a lot of swears in there. And,
it's
she was screaming at him, and what I was thinking, and this guy's wearing a Rush sweater, but that's a separate topic of conversation. Today's Tom Sawyer.
Today's Tom Sawyer.
But she was screaming at him to not be fake, William, and I felt like that's good advice that we should pass on.
Don't be fake, William.
Don't be fake, William.
Yeah. If you ever being William, don't be. Don't be a fake William.
Don't be a fake William. I like it.
Just don't be a fake
what you
William.
do. Okay, so before we started this, Tyler was telling me a story about how someone on Periscope asked him if he believes in religion. And we never talk about sex, politics, or religion. I felt like, let's break this rule this one time and get Tyler's official answer. Tyler, do you believe in religion?
Well, Justin, to the answer to the question, do I believe in religion?
Yes.
The answer is I believe, in fact, that religion exists, yes.
Exactly.
There are a lot of churches.
We just got so controversial.
Yeah, I believe religion is a thing that people subscribe to.
I believe the vlog is something people subscribe to.
Well, hey, so
Sometimes.
vertical integration.
How you doing though? What's a thing we don't know about you, man? Like we're losing you.
I feel like people know most things about me now.
Oh, what do they know?
I mean, all the stuff that like I don't talk about often, like the kidney transplant.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. I mean, it's all pretty much documented.
Tyler was a kid and had to have a kidney transplant. You don't have any of your own kidneys.
No, none of them. It's
Just
all just
one
loners.
of your moms.
Yeah, one of my moms. I mean, I guess like I don't really know.
People don't know this. People don't know that there was a time where we thought you were gonna die before you ever lived out here, but we were friends though, kind of.
Yeah.
And other people told me like Tyler's in the hospital,
This
man.
was like
he might
10 years ago.
he might need a new kidney, and I was like, I actually went to a doctor to find out. Whoa! A Mustang honking another car. I have to take the Mustang side. Sorry.
Yeah. It was the other car's fault. I saw it
Okay.
happen.
So I actually went to a doctor to see if my kidney would be a fit for you.
I had heard, yeah.
And they said no. They said you can't have my kidneys.
Oh, that's right.
They said my kidneys would poison you.
because you have a robot kidney.
Yeah, robot disease.
Or a monkey kidney?
I have robot kidney monkey
Yeah.
disease, and they were like, Tyler can't have that.
Yeah, I wasn't even dying. That was just one of my friends.
Yeah, what was
freaked out.
actually happening?
I just went to the hospital.
I think you were dehydrated or something. Was that the same time?
Oh,
or
no,
makes
that
it
was
too
years
short?
later.
Oh, okay, well.
Yeah, no, I don't think anything bad was happening. Oh, I had a biopsy. That was it. I just had a biopsy.
Was that where you get 2 eyes instead of 1?
Yep. It
So-
resulted in these glasses.
When I can't even remember what I was gonna say. I'm just kind of sad. Like honestly, inside of my heart, I keep getting sad. Like we've been hanging out all day, and every
Yeah.
couple of minutes, I just get like, I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention to you. I was distracted by my own sadness.
Yeah.
Well, you are one of my best friends of all time.
Oh, well, yeah,
Like
agreed.
not just you're my
Samesies.
best friend now
Yeah.
kind of thing. Like it's easy to say someone's your best friend.
Right.
Because they could be your best friend that week. They could be your
Yeah.
best friend that hour, that day, or they could be your best guy friend, your best girlfriend, your best
Right.
friend at work, your best friend at home. Like you have been one of my lifelong, like my life best friends.
Yeah, people I don't think know that we've known each other for 10 years, just about.
We know each other for a long time, and you're like one of my best friends.
Agreed,
That-
samesies.
for my
Yeah.
whole life, though. Like,
Absolutely.
If you took the list of best
Absolutely.
pals, like you're up there with family.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like
Agreed.
it's been meaningful. So,
Yeah.
what are some of the adventures we've had together this year? So this is going to be a boring talk. We're just going to sit here.
Yeah.
What is the what are some of your favorite adventures and moments with our friends here on the vlog? Tyler?
I keep going back to this, but I really enjoyed going to Missouri.
Yeah. Well, let's unpack California though. You're leaving California.
Yeah.
Let's get inside the mind of Tyler. What was it like? Why did you come here? Let's just go through let's go through the whole thing.
I kind of came to California because I needed an escape, like that Pina Colada song.
Well, because we were friends because I was in a band.
Yeah.
So maybe some people don't know the story. Might as well go back a little.
Yeah.
I was in
People
a
ask
band
about it all the time.
called The Scarred.
Uh-huh.
And, well, I'll tell you. I was
Okay.
in a band called The Scarred.
Right.
And we were, for a minute, we were signed on this label that was distributed by Universal, and it was like kind of a big deal, and the record was coming out, and there was a cool like momentum, and things were happening, and we were on these tours, and we played in your hometown
Yep.
of Dalton, Georgia,
Dalton, Georgia.
at the Trade and Convention Center, this huge venue.
So in the summer of 2006.
April 2006.
Oh, I thought
Not
it was
even
the summer.
No.
Yeah, April 2006.
It was a warm April
Yeah,
evening.
warm April evening.
And we stayed at your house
Uh-huh.
when you were 16,
I was 16, yeah. I'm 26 now.
and it was really nice and clean.
Yeah.
It really helps. Tyler's dad's a heck of a
I
decorator.
gave you my bedroom.
I slept in your bed.
Yep.
And then, without you though.
I slept on the couch, yeah.
And then we came back through another time,
Mm-hmm.
and you were 16, and so you couldn't go to the next show.
Yeah.
So we took you to the next show.
Yep, in the
and
van.
brought you back.
Yep.
Which was cool of your dad to let you do that.
I don't know why he did. There was
And,
no, I just asked him that night.
Yeah, and then you were like, well, those guys are cool, and then we became like actual friends.
Yeah.
And then you came to go on a tour. I'm sorry if you know the story already, but then Tyler came to write a book about the band on tour in 2012.
Well, I came out the first time in 2007.
But yeah, he came out to visit in 2007.
I was going to go on tour with you.
Go on a tour, but it got
Yeah.
canceled because my leg broke. And then we were going to do another tour in 2012, so you came
Yeah.
back out and
To
he was
write
like,
a book
I'm going to
about
write a
that.
book about the tour. It's going to be awesome. Then that tour got canceled, like within a couple days of it starting.
Yeah.
It's a long
Basically,
story.
how long? The tour was like a while, but it was like 2 days on the road and then a week on the road with like 2 weeks in between.
It's just a bad story.
Yeah.
It's a long story. We'll tell
But
that
I
story
wrote about it
another
for an
time.
award-nominated series.
An award-nominated series of articles.
Yep.
for Amp magazine. That doesn't exist anymore.
Nope.
Oh well.
Can't find the articles anywhere.
So your magazine went out of business.
Yep.
Let's just put that in the story somehow.
I was just about to graduate from college when that happened.
My band was going down.
Yeah.
It was 2012. It was the end of the world was happening, and I was like, well, I need to do something that's more creative.
Yeah.
So I wanted to get into the whole making videos and stuff, as Adam had been pressuring me, like, you should try videos and stuff. And I didn't ever want to be on camera. I was like, we should work on some creative projects together. And you wanted to be a writer, and you were finishing up college.
Yep.
And you were like, I'm going to move to California.
Yeah, I just graduated college. Then I was a bartender for a minute. Then I decided I wanted to move to California. So I got a job, saved up, came out here with the clothes on my back. It was to write and to do LFDP, both. And the bigger mission was I needed an escape, like the Pina Colada song. I needed to get out for a minute and figure out who I was.
Get out of your home surroundings and learn. So now, there we are. You've been out here for 2 years.
2 years.
We worked on plenty of creative projects.
Oh yeah, tons.
People liked you.
Yep.
Things are going well with the Live Fast Die Poor and the Sometimes Vlog and things.
Yep.
But you are trying to get back to not to do that. But let's say why.
Well, officially?
Yeah, just like people, because probably in people's minds, we've had a lot of conversations about it, but probably people out there are like, but I don't get it, why would you leave? Just stay and be in random land forever. I don't understand why.
All right, I mean, I and Justin can attest to this. Like, my participation in the videos was kind of always going to be behind the scenes. I wanted to write and I wanted to help make them, but I never wanted to be on camera. So then, through no fault of his or mine, I just wound up being in the stuff more and more.
Probably my fault.
Well, we have a good rapport.
I'm an instigator, and we have really good chemistry as friends.
I started being in the videos more and more, which is a lot of fun, just hanging out with your friends, making goofy videos, making jokes. But then you start going to the park, and people start recognizing you, and they want pictures, which is like cool, and then it happens more, and then it happens outside of the park. And then people like send you emails and messages like wanting to know about your personal life, and it got to the point where I had like completely lost my privacy, and I kind of had to make a decision at that point. Like, I can leave now and let the internet sort of forget about me, or I can keep going and just go full public persona, I guess, quote unquote.
Hashtag never forget about Tyler.
So I just decided that I wanted my privacy a little bit. And then, like, I had also come out to California to write, and I didn't want to do that anymore. So once I kind of was segregating myself from LFTP, so to speak, I was kind of like, I don't really know why I'm in California anymore. It's really expensive, and I kind of want to get back to the South anyway.
In other words, doing this was never like your end goal.
No,
it was never like, Tyler was never like, I'm gonna be a vlogger or be on camera.
No.
And I sort of shanghaied you into it a bunch, and then people were happy about it, and then you're like, I don't like this much attention. Where me, we have different personalities in a way, because it's not that I don't think, am I an attention craver? Like, I don't think so.
I wouldn't say so.
But I am a class clown. Like, I am a spaz, and I'm just used to getting it. And I've always been a performer. I've always been on stage and bands and different stuff. So like, I'm more comfortable with like, well, I got no reason to not let people know everything I'm doing every day, and let them see up my nose.
I've just never been
just let
that
them
guy.
check up my nose for things. And you're more like, I just want to read Kurt Vonnegut books and maybe have a pipe.
Yeah.
And wear a smoking jacket and slap waitresses.
Well, everything minus the last part.
I don't know. Maybe in the future.
I slap big tips on the table.
Whoa! I heard that wrong at first.
Yep. No.
Okay. So in other words, that's the reason why. It's not that you hate everyone. You like them.
Everyone's cool. It's just like, I didn't want the attention.
And I'm okay with it.
Yeah, people I think are thinking like, oh, Tyler must have run out of money and this is an excuse. That's just not the
you
fact.
Also want to get back to writing, because I know yesterday you were like, I gotta write again, man.
Yeah, that's always kind of been the thing I like doing.
I think you're a good writer.
And I haven't done it in like over a year. I don't think I've really written anything.
Me with songs.
Yeah.
I'm over it for now, though.
Yeah.
Someday maybe there'll be a day where I write songs again. But me personally, no, not for now. I think you should write. I think it's good.
I think it's time.
I'm a spasm, man. I have no. The only thing I'm good at is being somewhat entertaining. So I'm told by other people.
Right.
So like you got to play your strengths. Like, well, the only thing, even when I was in a band, people always, I think even you would say, some people would say like, man, yeah, I like your music, I guess, but like the most fun part of the band is kind of hanging out and just seeing what's about to happen. Because people would say this to me, because you're crazy.
That was sort of why the video started.
And you were around then.
Because it's like, the best part of the Scarred was hanging out with the Scarred after the show. So like, how do you do that?
Yeah, how does that become a thing? How's
Yeah.
that your business?
And
So I'm
then-
like the professional version of the guy that comes to the party and makes the party not boring.
Yeah.
And you were really good at that with me, man. We got
Yeah.
a good rapport.
Yeah, it's it's something that I am also good at. It's just not what I want to do. That's what it comes down to at the end of the day.
I feel like you and I could have hosted a hell of a radio show together.
For sure.
Like a call-in radio show.
Which I would
With the
do
guy named
if
Colin?
someone offered it to us.
Oh yeah, if someone wants
'Cause
to
then people
pay
wouldn't
us
know
to
my
be on the
face.
radio. Oh, so you just don't like people looking at your face?
I don't like people wanting to know things about me either.
Well, so what's your mother's middle name?
Regina?
That's something about her.
Yeah.
So it was a trick. See what I did there? But see, so in other words, you didn't like the way that I smelled, and you had to move back home.
No, come on.
All right. So favorite moments though. Once we got to California, we started doing all kinds of crazy stuff in the vlogs and all this stuff, and meeting all these crazy people. What are some of the upsides? So the point of asking you all that was to say, it's not that you hate everybody.
No.
It's not that you're disgusted by French people.
No, absolutely
or
not.
that the sewers backed up one too many times, or that there were large rodents infesting your cabinets. It's the fact that this isn't no longer, it's not part of it.
Right. California's just no longer part of the dream.
No, you have other things on your agenda.
I didn't run out of money, nothing went negative. It's just not part of the dream anymore.
Right. So, and you had a pretty good job here and everything.
I did, yeah.
So you're going back home to touch base with home and see what's next in time.
Yeah.
So you don't really know yet either.
No, I don't know.
So, but there were all these pros and positives. So it's not that you hated. So what are the pros? What are some of the highlights? What are the moments that we'll remember forever?
That we will?
Yeah, all.
Um,
Us, them.
Let's see.
I think number one, if I may,
Please.
is the fact that you left a can of Diet Coke
I'll never live that
on a
down.
shelf in Target, and then
Yeah.
some intrepid vlog watcher noticed,
And then it became a thing.
and then it was a thing.
I
That was
think
one of the first things.
one of my favorites was when I did the apology after that. I did the apology
you did
video,
an apology video.
which
Yes.
people were like, "You're not really sorry."
Of course.
Yeah,
Of course
because I
you
wasn't
were
really sorry.
Are you sorry now?
No.
No.
don't care.
That came from your heart.
Yeah.
No.
No, I'm not sorry about it at all. I actually
Right.
talked to the person who cleaned it up.
Oh, really?
They watched the video.
Really?
Yeah, and they were like, "Who cares, dude?"
I think one of my favorites now is the other night when we saved Christmas. I'll probably remember that forever.
That was a big one. For some reason it sticks out. I really liked when we were walking down. What's that street in Brea? The
like
little
Imperial or something?
No. The like where the movie theaters are.
Oh, Birch
Birch.
Street?
We were just walking down Birch, like making jokes and like getting when like I laid on that couch.
I forgot that even
Yeah.
happened.
That was
There's
one of
a
my
lot of
favorite
classics
videos.
sometimes.
Yeah, it was.
Some
right
of these
after-
vlogs are actually some of these vlogs are
Ashley.
Ashley.
Or some of these vlogs are Ashley.
Rewatchable. They're rewatchable. Some of
Yeah.
them. Some of them.
We've had a lot of great ones in the park. I'm trying to remember specific, and I can't because they all blend together after a certain point.
My favorite part of all this crazy being on a Truman Show experiment,
Mhm.
because the vlogs were really like, I make random land accessories,
Yeah.
and you help me make them sometimes.
Right.
And sometimes you help me with dialogue, and sometimes you help me by holding my stuff.
Yep.
And sometimes you help me by punching people. That's my favorite. Just watching Tyler punch a guy.
Yeah.
So awesome. Remember that time you held a gun to that kid's neck?
That's what had to happen.
That was wild. Anyway, that's what the mission was. And then people were like, what are you guys doing in between? And there wasn't really a way to let people know we had t-shirts or what was new.
Yeah.
And so it was like, oh, we'll do the Sometimes vlog. Adam had been pushing, you should do vlogs. And in between, we started doing Sometimes vlogs, and it ended up being a thing. I think that my favorite part of that whole experiment has been getting really close to people.
Yeah, that's been cool.
Like,
my favorite
hearing
vlogs
from
are the
all
ones
these
like
people.
these, like curbside just talking.
Sitting down talking about the universe.
We were like we were walking in that place like next to the Disneyland Hotel, giving people like life and love advice.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
unsolicited. That was one of my favorites.
I don't remember the title of that.
I don't know, because you were talking about like the favorite Disney stuff for a minute, and then it got serious, kind of like
It got
turned.
super serious.
Yeah.
So now that you've done I left college and I went out to Southern California, like you kind of did a cliche.
Yeah. I kind of had to like find myself.
Yeah,
here
you
or
did a
something.
cliche of like, I'm leaving college and so this is a chance to pursue my dream. And you even said at the time, like if it doesn't work out or if it ends up not being something I want to do forever,
Yeah.
I have plenty of time, I can go back home. So now that you've done the cliche, and I'm not calling it a cliche to put it down, I'm saying like it's just,
Yeah.
it's not that weird. Now that you've done it, regrets? Any?
No, I don't regret a single second
Do you
of it.
think it was important to do it?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not a guy who likes to live with regrets.
Well,
Like,
we were talking about the misconception that some people have, like, oh, so you went out to California, you failed, and you're going home.
Yeah.
And it's like, from anyone who actually knows you's perspective, like, that's not what's happening.
No,
what's happening
not at
is
all.
you're like, no, okay, I looked around. I came and looked around, stretched my legs, and went,
Yeah.
not over here.
Yeah, that's kind of exactly what happened. I had wanted to move out here since I was 17, and I did it.
So you kind of checked this list. You checked the bucket list item
Yeah.
off. I lived in California for a while. I did it.
Yeah.
So regrets, like, what do you think? How do you think that translates to, like? I mean, obviously you haven't made it to wherever it is. Neither have I. I don't even know what it is. But like, how do you think that translates to advice? Like, someone's in college, or like, I know there's some of you that are really young. Even if you're older, it doesn't really matter the age. But some people who are in that phase of life, like, I don't know, I kind of have this feeling in my heart, I want to try and do something, but what if I fail, or what if I whatever? Like, how does that translate to advice, you think?
Oh, I live in a way that I'm unwilling to have regrets. So if you have some big crazy thing you want to do, I would say, like, if you're young, like I'm still relatively young, absolutely do it, because what's stopping you? Like, if you don't have kids, if you're not married, like, go make some big crazy move and try it, because even if it winds up not being what you want, you still have this crazy experience that most people are going to die 5 miles from where they were born.
Right.
So you can at least try something, you know?
Kind of like, even if you make everybody mad, at least you're trying. I always think of everything like a narrative, personally.
Yeah.
Because I think maybe it's from writing songs, or maybe, I know you kind of feel like you kind of act the same way, so I'm assuming it's the same way for you. Is like, you always think, even if this thing doesn't work out, I don't know how many of the rest of you are like this, even if this doesn't work out perfectly, this doesn't become my permanent thing, like, I'm gonna go try pipe fitting today. That might not be my permanent job, but I just want to try it out, because it becomes a part of your, and this is true, everything that you do becomes a part of your story.
That's
and
true.
You are the author of your own life.
Yep.
If you're letting other people tell you what to do, you're still being the author of your own life, because you're letting them, unless you're in prison and they're physically keeping you.
Yeah.
But you're still the author of your own thought life. You can choose to be positive or negative. You can choose to, you live your dreams when you're.
And I said, like, dude, if
That's a
you're
whole
young,
tangent.
but even if you're like middle-aged or old, if there's something you want to do and you can, do it, man, because you only get so many trips around the freaking sun, dude.
Plus, it's
Just go
part of
for
your
it.
story. I mean,
Yeah.
I always think, like, if I end up at the end of the week, meaning my life, oh, there's Tommy. He's walking around. He's a guy that we gave $40 to one time, and he was really excited. That's from the vlog. Remember that was on the vlog where he was just like, yeah, we were over on that curb. Man, we've been on a lot of curbs together. With a lot of people walking by going, what the heck is their problem? Well, I've seen a lot of man buns today, too. Hashtag bonus. Why did I say that? So, what was I saying? Oh, so you get to the end of your life and you're sitting there and you're going, you don't want to go like, yeah, I always had plans to go down Route 66 on a Harley. It's just, it never really worked out, and this and that. And look, there's some things that we all don't get to do, right? Yeah. I wanted to stay married.
Right.
And like maybe own a fine mansion and raise my 15 children, and like, well, I'm still young. Mm-hmm. So I don't know what's going to happen next, but everything changed. But it wasn't for the worse. It ended up being like
for the better almost.
For the better. And that wasn't even something I chose.
Yeah.
But I could have laid down, I think, from that and gone like, well, I guess I'm going to do nothing now.
Right.
Like, I just decided that if that's part of my story, well, how do I want the next chapters to read?
Exactly.
Do I want the next chapters to read like, well, that sucked, and so I never tried it, and he never tried anything again? Or do I want it to be like, no, man, he like had even more adventures and like shared more of his life with people who did appreciate it and stuff like that, like you guys and like stuff like that. So
yeah, I guess like I've always kind of looked at it like this, like your life, right, is a carousel.
And you go round and round.
So you get one ride on the carousel, and when it reaches back to its starting point, you're done. You're dead at that point. So it may go around and round and round 5 times or whatever, but it's gonna stop.
Okay, I gotcha.
So if you only get the one time on, why aren't you gonna go crazy and have fun and wave at the pretty girls or the pretty boys or whatever?
I think that's the thing, is most people will be like, well, I picked the llama on the merry-go-round, and they're like, I only have one ride, but I'm on a llama, so I just need to hang out on the llama.
You don't have to.
My deal is, I'm gonna jump from the llama to the lion to the ostrich to the thing, and that could be used as an analogy for something really crappy, that I'm not constant or faithful to things, but I think I'm pretty loyal and strong-willed in that way. But I just mean, like, you should try things until, if you get to the ostrich and you're like, this is the most comfortable seat, this is where I want to be, good for you.
Yeah, isn't it worth finding out?
Or if you, let's say there's gonna come a point halfway through the ride where you're stuck.
Right.
You know your legs will break and you can't jump from creature to creature. At least you jumped while you could. Right?
Yeah.
Maybe. Some people aren't like that,
to add to the analogy,
Okay.
pretend that you're on the carousel completely by yourself.
Yeah, there's
So
no one
you
else.
have
You're not bumping people
all
off.
of the horses and stuff that you can try. If you're going to be on this carousel, why wouldn't you jump around and go to everything
You're
you
stuck
can
on the carousel.
and dance and wave to the pretty girls and do all that stuff?
This analogy might be bad.
It's not.
It might be more complicated than I meant for it to get.
I still think it works.
But do you think about that, like your life as a story?
Yeah, I absolutely do.
I gave this advice to somebody else once, and not that I'm a great at giving advice, because look at me, I'm very successful. I own a very fine curb to sit on, and I drink Mountain Dew every day. So
Frequently, yeah.
living the dream. But I told somebody once, and I still mean it to this person and to the rest of you, which is like, you are the author of your own life story.
Which is true.
You write your own life story.
And you're the one who's going to read it at the end.
Yeah, so make it a good one.
Exactly.
You can make it whatever you want it to be, because even if you can't control your circumstances, like let's say you're in
Which you often
Biloxi
can, yeah.
and you can't get out of Biloxi and your mother's sick and you have to stay with her for the rest of your life.
Right.
Whatever it is, even within that framework, think about how many novels are written in a single room or
A lot of fun novels been written in prison, boy.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you can do anything. Like, within the context of I can't do anything, there's still a lot you can do.
Yeah,
I've met
absolutely.
some people who wrote some amazing songs and they've never left their hometown.
Yeah.
And it's amazing bands, or created amazing paintings, or not even just in a creative way, or like they raised the most amazing family, or they had the most amazing house, and they talk about all their adventures, or raised the most amazing children, or whatever
Yeah.
it is. Like, so it's not even necessarily like you have to go to California.
Exactly. That's another thing. If like having a family is your deal, like that's the adventure you want to go on, do that.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah.
Yes. There was that, that coloring book party we went to yesterday. If you guys didn't know about that, go backwards one vlog. There was a Snoop Dogg quote in there that was like, I don't care if you're flipping burgers at McDonald's. If that's your deal, be the best burger flipper you can be.
Yeah.
I like that.
Exactly. My whole thing, dude, just make your happy as loud as it can be.
That's cute. That would make a really good Hobby Lobby, like, wooden plaque with a quote on
Dude,
it.
because no one's going to do it for you.
That's true. No one's gonna plug your happy into an amplifier.
Yeah. At the end of the day, even the best person in the world, even Mr. Rogers, at the very end of the day,
Is that
your primary concern.
the best person in the world?
No, I'm just saying.
I don't know. He might have been one of the best people on
At the end of the day, though, their top concern is themselves. You got to do what you got to do for you.
I've been struggling with that lately, because here's the thing. I always think, well, you got to make other people happy.
You got to be charitable. I'm not saying
You got to
that.
do things for other people, and the mark of a good person, right, is the self-sacrificing,
Yeah.
like that they think of others more than themselves. But
That doesn't mean be a martyr.
But what I realize is if you don't ever allow yourself a little bit of time, or sometimes a lot of bit of time, both creatively but also just as a person, to like take care of yourself at all, you do become a martyr, and a martyr no one will appreciate.
Exactly.
Because you'll just turn inwards on yourself.
If you make yourself happy first, you'll be a better person. You will be more charitable and more generous.
And most of your happiness, true happiness, will come from serving others, probably.
Yeah.
But then
agree.
there's you'll burn out doing that, right?
Yeah.
When you think like
Absolutely.
we're not all Mother Teresa.
Mm-hmm.
I wish we were.
I'm pretty happy not being a dead lady.
I should have not laughed. I should not. Okay, well that's done.
Yeah.
So we were gonna go to the park and we didn't.
Mm-hmm. I had to clean my bathroom.
So Tyler and I were gonna have one last vlog from the park, one last Disneyland adventure, because his family's coming. They're not going to Disneyland.
So our last vlog from the park will be our last
Street
vlog from the park.
youths. Well, which is us actually. We're on the curb right now.
We are street youths for
We
sure.
are street youths.
Mhm.
Hooligans.
I'm happy about it.
Really?
Yeah.
Could you live on this street?
No.
Like, could you just hang out here for the rest of your life?
No.
Why not?
I got itchy feet, dude. I need to move around.
Yeah, it's me too. But we were gonna go do one last vlog at Disneyland together, one last Disneyland adventure, and then Tyler realized he had to clean his bathroom because his family's coming.
Real life happens too,
And
folks.
even though you're gonna move away in 2 days and never ever come back there,
Yeah.
you don't want your dad to think that you don't know what a toilet scrubber is.
My dad's opinion of me still matters quite a lot.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna lie about that.
You know what's funny talking about that is, like, there's this point in your life, in everybody's life, where like, I feel like all the great people in the world, and if not most, almost everybody would agree, where you have to break. It's a psychological thing. It's just a natural thing. You break free from your parents.
Right.
You have to. If you never break free from your parents and you're always staying in your little happy bubble of a family, there would be no new families.
Right.
So even people who are like, family first, well, To a point, because otherwise you would never leave home and start your own family.
Exactly.
There would be no new family, and if
your
everybody
don't want
just
you to hang out in their laps forever. Either.
Yeah, if you only did what, you know, if you only stayed in a bubble forever, nothing new would be invented. No one would cure cancer. Nothing would ever happen.
Right. So
there's this point where you have to break free and be, I'm a rebel and da-da-da, and usually that means, you know, you go exactly the opposite.
Teenage
you gotta
years,
hate mom
mostly.
and dad. And the good moms and dads go, all right, they have to do everything the way I don't want them to do it, so I'm gonna give them the most permission, and hopefully that kind of checks it. Because the more you fight back, the more you rebel, right? Like the more you're like, Tyler, get a haircut, the less you want to get a haircut.
That's why I had really
So that's why they gotta go like, oh yeah, sure, get the long hair, because then you'll do it for 6 months and go, I don't really like it. Or whatever, even though you did it for like 20 years. That's fine. But then there comes this point where you go as far out as you want to go, and you go, and then you want to make your parents happy.
Right.
Right? Like there's this point
you really
in your
want
life
your parents
where,
to be proud of you.
Yeah, there's this point where you're like, okay, I became, what it is I became me.
Right.
I had to break free to become myself.
Right. Which is what they want.
Right. Which is what they should want for you.
Yeah.
You become yourself, and then you go back and you're like, oh wow, it turns out that
they were right about everything.
Well, not always everything.
Not always everything.
But it's like, but they usually end up respecting you.
Yeah.
To a degree, and then you end up respecting them, and it's always ways you didn't expect to.
Yeah.
You always think like, my dad was such a jerk about A, B, and C and D, and your dad was always worried that you were gonna think he was a jerk about A, B, and C and D, and then you're like, wow, A, C, and D, he was like, he nailed it.
My dad always says of my grandfather, he says, the older I get, the smarter my dad becomes.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
It's a really weird thing. I hung out with my dad like last night all night, and today for a big chunk of today, it was like after we got home or whatever, he was still awake, and I was like, I don't know if it was today or last night. I don't know if I said it or I was just thinking in my head. I was thinking, I really like hanging out with my dad. There was a point in my life where it's not that I disliked him. It was just like, oh man, I can't wait to be out of here and not hang out with my dad for a while.
The older you get, that's all you want to do.
And that's what you're doing.
Yep.
You're like, Justin, I just can't wait to not hang out with him.
No. In that analogy, you're my dad.
Yeah, I'll be your dad. I'll be your vlog dad.
Oh, can't wait for the periscopes where people meet the Evans boys. That's gonna get crazy.
Your dad's a rowdy. I think your dad's crazy.
No.
Deep inside, he's crazy.
My dad's a lot of fun. He's
he
not
wants
crazy.
to get wild. He wants to scream and shout, work it all out,
only
dude.
at football games.
No, I'm just kidding. Your dad's actually a really cool, calm guy. His name is Steve.
My dad's like...
He looks like every other Steve I know.
Yeah.
That's the weird part.
He looks like me is what he looks like.
But he looks like a Steve.
Yeah. My dad is like this Southern Yoda, kind of.
He is Southern Yoda. And he likes me, so I like him. That's usually all it takes.
My dad's like this little Southern Rafiki, dude. Like he just
little
knows what's
Southern Rafiki. He just holds babies up and wipes grease on their heads.
He just knows, man. He just says all these little Southern turns of phrase, and you just get it.
I like it. Well, what else is left? What's left, Tyler? What's left for you to accomplish in California before you're done?
I gotta get a haircut and clean my bathroom.
Haircut, clean the bathroom.
Gotta pack a couple more things. No big deal.
What are you guys like trying to accomplish while you're out here? Let's do this because I just really want to drink soda. While
brother and I do?
Yeah, while they're visiting California for their first time, seeing where you live, are you gonna like drive them around Beverly Hills and like rich neighborhoods and be like, look guys, this is how I lived forever, and buy like Fiji water and be like, I was drinking this the whole time, filled up the toilet with it this morning.
Knock on Kevin Smith's door. What's up,
Or are you gonna
Kev?
like put cardboard and newspaper all over your floor and be like, it was so hard for me the whole time, or
no? We're just gonna go.
Tell the truth.
We're
just
gonna
boring.
do regular touristy BS. Like we're gonna go to like the Griffith Observatory.
That was a Volkswagen Beetle.
That guy's so cool.
We did it.
We're gonna go to like Griffith's Observatory and freaking Amoeba and Venice Beach and drive the PCH.
I'm afraid you've lost my interest. Why aren't you gonna hang out with me?
We're not gonna go to Disneyland because
I was trolling for an invitation. Like,
well, you can come to any of it.
that sounds like not genuine now.
No.
Now it sounds like, well, you could come, I guess.
No.
On my big family moment.
I don't think you want to go to Venice Beach, do you?
No.
Yeah.
I live here. I can go there tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or another time.
They don't want to go to Disneyland though.
But why?
My dad went when Walt was still alive, so it's not gonna be better for him now.
That's so fair.
Yeah. My brother can't go without his kids because that would be unfair.
Oh, that's true. That's true. It's just not on the agenda. That's fine. Also, you hate me and everything I stand for.
Oh, what?
Just kidding. So, to answer the question that's in everyone's mind, mostly Dan Rather's,
You and I are still gonna hang out though.
Yeah, of course.
We're still friends.
Of course.
And we're gonna have adventures. And when I fly you, if things keep going well, people keep going, you know what? I like watching sometimes vlogs, and they're worth $1 a month to me on Patreon, patreon.com/JustinScott, or keep buying shirts with that/forward at Spreadshirt.com. And things keep going well.
Yeah.
Vlogs keep being watched, and people keep sharing them, and fun stuff keeps happening. Then I'm probably just going to use those resources to be like, hey Tyler, you should totally fly out to this place with me. And we'll put you in a haunted house or in a cave or other places where you're completely uncomfortable. Because that is my favorite.
Can't wait for you to fly me to London.
I'll fly you to London when we have the cash. Not even kidding.
I have to get a passport.
Let's raise the money now.
Well,
Tis the season to raise money.
It'll take 2 months for me to get a passport if I started today.
All right, well, let's raise the money later. But here's the cool part. Oh, look at the orange. It's so creepy back there. Just a creepy orange. You know what's weird?
What?
You ever been back there?
Yeah.
Did you know that orange smells like oranges?
No.
It really does. Watch. It's crazy. It's the weird thing. It's an orange circle secret. It smells just like oranges.
Why is this a prank, I feel like?
No, it's not. It's not.
It legit smells like oranges?
Yeah, you're not going to get murdered or anything back here.
This
There
is
isn't-
like a Looney Tunes set.
Nobody's waiting for you in this doorway.
I thought there was for a second.
No, they're rebuilding this building. No, watch. Sniff it. Totally smells like oranges. Orange circle secret. If you come next to Starbucks, this is like a really fancy office, like with fancy rich people in it. And the Starbucks is here. And this is going to be turned into some other weird fancy coffee place.
With less graffiti.
And they found out that this building, a lot of the outside of it is super like...
It's like theming from Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Yeah, it's like add-on stuff. So while they're reconstructing the inside, it's like a 2-year project. They pretty much let the outside go look like a New York film set.
Yeah.
So this looks like we're hanging out in some creepy dark alley. Like, you guys are really sketchy. Tyler and I are wandering around the big streets of the big city. And there's a homeless guy. Like this right now looks like what we were saying last night. This looks like how Batman is made.
Oh, yeah. Like, this is where Bruce Wayne's parents died.
Yeah, this is where Bruce Wayne's parents die, or as Tyler put it, this is where superheroes are made.
Yeah.
In this alley. But right now, it's actually not unsafe. It's actually a really kind of a hipster chic little area. And
Right.
It's nice. Old ladies come here. And sometimes people have put on impromptu band shows right here.
It's kind of nice.
It is kind of nice. I like the Orange Circle. You sad to be leaving California, though?
I am.
What are the
of course.
disadvantages of leaving Southern California specifically?
The weather is mostly fantastic. The bushy blonde hair of the surfer girls. Trying to get a lot of Beach Boys references in there.
Okay.
The PCH, I'm gonna miss.
Yes, yes.
I'm gonna miss being close to
The action.
Hollywood, although I never win anyway.
Right, right.
Things like that, like the Orange Circle. That's stuff I'm gonna miss. I'm not
Disneyland?
Gonna miss Disneyland, of course. I'm not gonna miss the high prices of everything, the cost of living, the gas prices, the 40 million people in a spot that should only hold about 10 million people, things like that.
What are you looking forward to the most about Georgia?
The low cost of living, the beautiful, beautiful people, the southern accents, the culture, the history, the
I'm not
the
there.
music.
Just saying.
Well, that part is gonna suck. And the cheese dip. How did California never figure out cheese dip?
I don't know. Also, we don't serve frog legs anywhere.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
You guys serve frog legs in Georgia, or did I just dump Louisiana on you?
We have them. That's more of a Cajun thing.
Do you actually have frog legs? Like, could you get frog legs in your hometown?
Yeah, of course.
Do you know where to get them from? Like, for real? Like,
I
oh,
don't
go to
know,
this
like, hey, you're not gonna go down to Kroger and get some frog legs, but like you could find them at a restaurant for sure.
What about possum? Have you ever eaten possum?
No.
I have never eaten possum.
Squirrel, never eaten possum.
And you know what's weird is, in Louisiana, people like to eat possum, but they have to go to like their hunting camps and stuff, and they're like, oh, we got possum and we ate it. I never experienced that there or anywhere else.
Right.
So you really need to get a haircut at that
Yeah,
barbershop.
they're closing real soon.
You're looking at it with like lust in your eyes.
I don't want to get a haircut, but it's gonna have to happen.
You want to get a haircut.
I don't.
Well, you do, or else
But they're
you wouldn't
closing
do
in a
it.
half hour.
That woman is dressed very nice. She's going to New York and she's going to marry a doctor.
Maybe.
No, watch, look at. That's how the sitcom begins, with two hobos sitting down while a very well-dressed woman walks past, and then a doctor comes
Welcome
along
to New
and
York.
drops his wallet, and
We've
then
been
she
waiting
comes
for
back
ya.
this way, picks it up, calls him, marries the doctor. Turns out, though, he was a secret murderer.
Lifetime presents.
And she should have married the hobo.
That's how it ends. That's the sitcom. Marry a
That's life.
hobo, I
That's
was
life.
rich,
That's
yeah.
real what happened there.
Taking it to the streets.
That's it. This is it. This is the last. This is the end.
Yep.
This is the last curb talk,
Tyler Evans, Justin Scard,
Yep.
sitting down, talking about nothing at you for like 40 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for participating in all of our fun that we've had.
Right.
We'll still see you in the vlog probably before you leave.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll say goodbye to you, but there you go. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll be back sometime in the future when I visit you in Georgia. But just by watching this vlog and then going to livefastlifeparticipator.com, just kidding. But just by watching this vlog, you've done your duty. You can now go home and sleep well.